How you guys doing? AJ Legend is back again, and our journey through Metallica's discography continues. But we're gonna take a little break from their actual studio releases of original content and talk about an album that I really like a lot. It's a compilation album of covers that Metallica released in 1998, shortly after they did Reload, and of course that is known as Garage Inc. This is a killer covers album. I mean, this thing is full of awesome covers. I mean, they cover bands from Black Sabbath, The Diamond Head, Budgie, Motorhead, The Misfits. They do, obscure bands like Blitzkrieg, Holocaust, uh, you know, Killing Joke. They cover, they cover like big bands, they also, and they cover Blue Oyster Cult. Just like Bob Seger, they cover Bob Seger. They cover there's so many good covers. I mean, like you get they open it with Free Speech from the Dumb, a Discharge cover, and awesome right off the bat. You get that old school thrashy feel with them, that hardcore punk, heavy metal, that hardcore punk meets heavy metal thrash feel with that opening track with Free Speech from the Dumb, and right there, it perfectly sets the tone as to how this covered out, as like pretty much saying this album is not only for the fans, but it's also for the bands that inspired us to want to make music and be in this business, and to show and to give a small and do like we can't thank him enough. So as like a small gratitude, our version of saying thank you is that we're going to cover your songs, release, and we're going to cover your songs and just show how much we appreciate you and how much that we feel you deserve to be known more. And Metallica being this big band doing like covering songs from obscure bands is a great thing. It's a great thing because you're introducing these songs to a younger audience, and that younger audience is going to find those bands, and they probably potentially will listen to those old bands, and those old bands will start to get a little fire back into them, and that's what Garage Inc. did, in my view. It got fans interested in bands that they probably never heard of, or bands that were once had a following. They kind of died off, but because of Garage Inc., those old bands found new audiences, and in a small part, Metallica played kind of either a big or a small part in that, depending on how you look at it. But again, you got Free Speech for the Dumb, awesome opener. You got their version of Diamond Head's "It's Electric," and I actually really enjoy "It's Electric" the cover. It's a really good cover. You got they cover Black Sabbath's "Zabra Cadabra," and I love Zabra Cadabra. I love Metallica's version of Zabra Cadabra. I think to me personally, it outshines the original Black Sabbath version because Metallica's version is just like so energetic, and it's just like an easy song to just like fucking like just like groove to and just tap to. It's just an awesome cover. And then you got Metallica's rendition of Bob Seger's "Turn the Page," and it's like a very bluesy hard rock type cover, and it's just really well done. Probably one of the best. Probably in that of this entire album. There's like 27 songs on this. It's definitely in like my top 10 of this album. Then they do their version of "Die Die My Darling" by the Misfits, and Metallica's version is pretty much a heavy metal version of the original cover of the original song. I'm sorry, of the original song, and they kill it. Excellent job. And they cover Nick Seed in the Bad, and they cover Nick Cave. I'm sorry, Nick Cave in the Bad Seeds with "Loverman." Weird song choice, but not a bad cover at all. It's actually pretty cool. But the magnum opus, you would say, is the epic 11-minute plus "Merciful Fate," in which they just do a medley of old Merciful Fate songs. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you exactly which ones they put in this medley. Here we go. Okay, they do Corpse Without a Soul. They do. Damn, how come I can't find it? Okay, here we go. Sorry. Yeah, they do Satan's Fall, Curse of the Pharaohs, A Corpse Without a Soul, Into the Coven, and Evil. They pretty much mesh all those songs into this tight little package, and Merciful Fate, the medley, is pretty much Metallica going back to their thrash roots, going back to that Kill 'Em All to Justice type, that Kill 'Em All to Justice era with the Merciful Fate song. The band sounds re-energized. They sound focused. They're playing as if they're back in the '80s, and the song is just amazing, amazing. I love Merciful Fate the medley, and of course, they do their own rendition of Astronomy, originally done by Blue Oyster Cult, and not a bad cover. I personally their version of Astronomy is okay. I think the original Blue Oyster Cult version is still much better but the Metallica's version is a solid version. Of course, you get the lead single, you would say, of this album with Whiskey in the Jar. They pretty much re-recorded the Thin Lizzy version of the song, and Metallica's version is just so good. It's one of those the Metallica version is pretty much that song that when you walk into a bar and you just play that and just start getting into a big ass bar fight, or you play that song, grab the first little lady you see, and you just start fucking dancing with her. Metallica's version of Whiskey in the Jar can work for either one of those two things. Awesome cover. Love Whiskey in the Jar. And you got, their version of Tuesday's Gone, originally by Leonard Skinner. Did he have like a whole bunch of guest musicians, like a Les Claypool and Pepper Keenan. And I don't really hear Tuesday's Gone that often, but the couple times I do hear it, it's a nice little cover. And then we get to The More I See, which is originally by Sweet Savage, I think. Oh no, I'm sorry. The More I See is by Discharge. I don't really hear this song a lot. Actually, I don't really hear this song a lot, but I heard the original. I heard the original maybe a couple of times. Not bad. And when I do, and like I said, I don't hear The More I See a lot, but the few times I did hear it, not bad at all. And now we get to this is a double disc. So the first disc was the 1998 recordings, which was all like modern stuff. The second disc is actually earlier covers they did during the '80s era, and maybe a couple of covers from like the Black studio recordings. But anyway, we get Helpless, originally done by. Who's Helpless done by? Sorry. We get Helpless, originally done by Diamond Head, Metallica's version. Killer. Really good. Like it a lot. We also get The Small Hours, originally done by Holocaust. Again, another solid cover by Metallica, by the band, And of course, we get Crash Course in Brain Surgery, originally by Budgie, and not bad. I don't hear it a lot, but it's solid. Of course, they did Die My Darling by the Misfits, and now they do Last Caress and Green Hell, but they did it all in one. But they combined the songs into one track, and I love it. I love Metallica's version of Last Caress. Their version is just classic hardcore punk speed, and it just sounds awesome. And when they get into Green Hell, that just enhances the awesomeness of it. Oh my god, we get to their version of Diamond Head's "Am I Evil," and this was recorded 1984 with Cliff Burton. And I love this cover. Their version of "Am I Evil" is awesome. It sounds so fucking evil, so like heavy. That dun 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 dun. And when you hear "Am I Evil," you can easily see the parallels from that song and how it easily influence Metallica's stuff. Like the intro to Am I Evil, you can, on a subtle way, maybe akin it to a creeping death. So like the influences for these bands had on Metallica, they're clearly there. Also with a song like Blitzkrieg, also done with Cliff Burton, another fast paced, rocking song that you easily get into the mosh and just dance, just fucking headbang to. And Metallica's version it does that perfectly. And we got a song that I actually like, a covered song that I actually like. Bread Fan. I actually really really like their Metallica's version of Budgie's Bread Fan. I think it's a fun track. Bread Fan. And of course, we get more Diamond Head with the Prince, which is another solid cover. And then we get, Metallica going covering Queen, classic rock, with Stone Cold Crazy. And their version of Stone Cold Crazy is pretty much a heavier version of Queen's version. Both versions are perfect the way they're done. Queen's version was good for its time, and Metallica's version is good for its time. So they're both two good songs that are the perfect representations of the time they were made in. And of course, we get we get this So What, and I love So What. I remember a long time ago, me and friends were just hanging out in the park. I put on one of them had the idea to sing the most profanity laden song they've ever heard. So we just all agreed, let's do So What, and we just fucking sang that shit so out loud. We had kids and parents walking by us thinking that we were all fucking nuts, and fucking So What brings back awesome memories for me. And we get Killing Time done by Sweet Savage. Solid song. Not a bad song, but solid. And of course, the last few tracks is pretty much a tribute to Motorhead. Overkill, Damage Case, Stone Dead Forever, Too Late, Too Late. That is how you end a covers album. You do it with Motorhead. Overkill, Metallica's version of Overkill. Heavy, just fucking like crunchy. It's like speed metal. It's like we're going back to their speed metal root, their speed metal thrash roots with Overkill, and it's awesome. The same thing for Damage Case, going back to that classic, thrash era with Damage Case. And, Stone Dead Forever, Too Late, Too Late, I don't listen to that often, but when I do listen to them, I still have fun hearing them because they're good covers. So, obviously, I'm giving Garage Inc. a 10 out of 10 covers album. It is awesome. If you are a fan of heavy metal and you like covers, hear Metallica. But also, hear this album. But also, when you hear this album, actually check out the bands they covered, because those bands helped pave the way for guys like Metallica to even make it big in the business. So check out bands like Diamond Head. Check out bands like Blue Oyster Cult, Motorhead, and the Misfits. Because I promise you, you're not going to be disappointed, because those bands have put out awesome material over the years, and that material deserves to be recognized and heard. But anyway, I'll come back at you next time with Metallica's official studio release, and let's just say I am not looking forward to it. But with that being said, I am AG Legend, and I'll catch you next time. Like, comment, subscribe.